Morning, my name is Okechukwu for applied for the position of program officer. I'm here to answer the following questions. Number one is discuss different tasks you will do as a program officer from arrival to closing time. As a program officer from arrival, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you come to work very early. Make sure that if the duties your duty is starting by 8 a.m., make sure that you're at work on or before 8 a.m. because it gives you confidence, it gives you morale that you are starting well for the day. And when you come in, make sure that you are in good relationship with persons you are working with. Greet people, extend pleasantries with people, know how people are feeling. Then make sure that you are able to write out what you are going to do for the day. You need to itemize them one by one. I'm going to visit this community today. I'm going to send this report today. I'm going to discuss the retirement with financial units today. Above all, you need to have a team meeting with your group. You need to come together to have a team meeting with your group so that you can plan for the day. In as much as you have written what you are going to do, make sure you itemize those plans during the team meeting so that everybody will be on the same table on what you want to do, because you can't work in isolation. Every project implementation success is determined by the team effort, not by isolative working activities of an individual. You may know it all, but there's always need to communicate and share experience with the team and discuss what everybody is doing to move the project forward. You also need to engage yourself with instructions coming from your higher authorities. Know that you are working under authority and you are meant to follow instructions. You are meant to lay your plans to the table of your supervisor for guidance and for proper control, so that you don't work on your own and think you are doing organizational good while you are doing your own personal items. Secondly is that make sure that you don't leave the job haphazard and close. Every work on your table, make sure you attend to them before you close for the day. Anyone you are not able to attend to, make sure there is a well coordinated calendar for it to be attended to tomorrow. And in attending to them tomorrow, ensure that there is nothing harm, there is no hitch that it will cause to the organization. So these are the things you need to do when you come to work at your arrival and at the closing time of the work. Make sure that you're signing. There's always need to sign attendance, and there's always need to sign out wherever you come to work. And whenever you're visiting communities, make sure you fill the required documentation before you move. Make sure that you follow approvals before you make any move. Before you leave the office, make sure you take permission. These are what are going to help the organization to grow, because your effort in an organization is to make that organization to be better than you met it. If you are not ready to do that, you have started defeating the aim of an organization. So the proper thing is, at arrival of the work, draft what you are going to do. Make sure you have a teamwork and ensure that everything is done under approval of the supervisor. Secondly, from experience, factors that will ensure that programs achieve effective execution. One is that there is need to have a team of project implementers, a team of people that come together to implement program. Why is the team necessary? It is necessary because you need to discuss the input, the outcome, and the output of the program. Before you start project execution, think of what will be the result at the end of what result are you expecting at the end of the day. That will help you to guide the activities that will translate to the output at the end of project execution. In project execution, what makes it also good after the teamship is proper collaboration with stakeholders. You need to identify the right stakeholders that will help you in the project implementation, because every project cannot carry out all the activities that is required of it to do. You need these stakeholders that will come in to perform one selfless activities or the other. Their time, their experience, their exposure. Stakeholder engagement is very important. Then another thing that helps project to be executed very well is for you to understand the aim of that project. What is the goal? What is the mission? What is the expectation in that project? You need to understand this and communicate that goals, aims, and expectation even down to the beneficiaries, because part of your stakeholder involvement is your beneficiary, those that are the end of service receiver. Those are the ones that are going to understand the project very well. Tell them, if the project is on education, this is what the project is entails on education. This is our extent, this is what we will do, and this is how we can go about it. Beneficiaries' understanding of the project is very important, so that they will not have high hopes out of what the project can do and out of what the project can carry. So there is need for that. Then there is need to ensure proper monitoring of project, proper monitoring of activities involved in the project. You need to go out, monitor what you have implemented. Don't leave it to monitor itself. Don't leave it to grow on itself. There is always need to guide. There's always need to visit. There's always need to communicate. There's always need to call stakeholders meeting to review what you are doing, what you have done. There's always need to have these monthly meetings, quarterly stakeholders meeting. They are all important. Above all, in all these things you are doing, make sure that there is proper documentation of all activities you are doing. There's always proper reporting and proper minuting in order to communicate what you are doing. For project execution to be very, very perfected, speak what you are doing. Tell people, use various platforms to speak what you are doing. You never can tell where more support can come. Every project needs support, both the fund already mapped out for the project and others funding opportunities. You need to speak out what you are doing using social media, using every platform, using the conventional media. You can use it to speak about what you are doing. This will make project execution to be perfected. It is important that the board of the organization is carried along. You need to give them feedback. You need to prepare reports for them. You need to have meetings with them. But these meetings are being attended by the executive director. But the program officer needs to prepare reports, prepare activities that will showcase what they have done for the month and for the quarter. There is always need for timetable, work plan. You need to have a work plan, strategic plan that will guide what you are doing. If for this week, this is what I want to do, you state it there. This is what I'm going to do in the next quarter, you state it there. So that at the end of the quarter, you review what you have done, whether you are on the right track or you are not on the right track. So it's in the process of reviewing that you know whether you are going back to correct an error or you are going back to add upon the success you have recorded on the project you are doing. This will make project execution to be perfected at the long run. Then make sure that the services you are providing is tailored towards the need of the beneficiaries. Every service being provided must be tailored towards the need of the beneficiaries. If beneficiary needs education services, you need to provide education service. Not when they need education service, you are providing a health service. No, it will run contrary to the project goals and objectives. You need to tailor it to the needs of the beneficiaries. How do you do this? You need to continuously engage these beneficiaries. Continually have meetings at the community level, whatever level you're operating with, at the local government level, even at the household level. You need to continuously do this. and ensure that it is well taken care of. There's also what is known as data quality assessment. You need to assess yourself quality data wise, what you have done, what you have achieved, what you have been able to forecast for yourself in the next quarter. What are the plans you are going to do with working in line with the M&E team, with the strategic information team? You can get this done. Then the other one is project. I have initiated and implemented a project before, and I have supported other projects as well. One of the projects I initiated is called Adolescent Girls and Young Women, AGYW group, that I started from the scratch and grew up to this moment. The group is self-sustaining and is taking care of itself. A group of girls from 10 years to 20 to 17 years for OVC, while young men from 18 years to 24 years. These are the persons who gathered together, will build their capacity on wash, will build their capacity on community cleaning, will build their capacity on skill acquisition, will build their capacity on psychosocial support. These are the persons who grouped together that they have transformed themselves into a bigger thing today. When we started, some of those girls were in secondary school, but now some of them are in university, and the skills they learned in our group is part of what is sustaining them in the university. One learned how to do liquid soap, detergent, and all those material. She continually does that in the school, and that generates money for her to at least take care of one or two basic things in the school. Then other projects I've supported, I've implemented Orphans and Vulnerable Children project in the community. We have implemented HIV/AIDS activities in the community. We have supported malaria programs in the community. I have supported programs that involve education, enrolling back out of school children back to school. Most of this enrollment back to school is done through advocacy. The government actually enrolled these persons back to school without any fee paid. What we are able to do is through private-public partnership is to make sure that school materials, school clothing, school books, school desks are provided. Then for us to make it as a group, what we initiated is called block grant activity, where we engage with school. We tell the school, what can we do? So number of our children are out of school, and so number of our children are in this school, and we don't want them to be disturbed in the school based on PTA fees and exam fee. Most of them don't have it to pay, so the school will engage us. Will do assessment for the school. What can we provide for this school? The school will tell us, oh yeah, okay, please, can you give us chairs, or can you paint this, or can you equip our laboratory? And when we did this, we carried along SUBEB, we carried along UBEB. One of the schools who provided chairs for them, and these children are going to school up to now. So because of that, they are not disturbed based on these little levies in the school. Then the most important part of it is that the chairs or whatever we provided for the school are not being used only by those our group of beneficiaries in the school. It is now a school project, school material, that anybody is allowed to use it. But the persons that attracted those materials are those our children in the school, and we don't make sure that it garners stigmatization against them. We don't allow it to be used only by those children, because they'll start asking, why are they using this? Why are we not using this? The story can break down, we can bring. So what we do is that we'll give it to school. The school is better in position to know where they can channel it and use it very well, so that it is not those children, their names are not written on it. You don't label them these persons, so that to reduce stigmatization and all those things in the school. So these are what we have done. We have supported projects by supporting women community farming in the communities. we came to a community and we discussed how can we ensure there is a steady food bank in this community. We provided our capacity to community stakeholders through meetings. What we did, we requested for community land. Well, we were provided with a land and we planted potato, we planted cassava, and this we harvested and we are keeping it in the bank so that any of our beneficiaries from one time or the other that you are in need of food materials, you can go there and sign off and my food will be given to you. You will not be hungry. Your children cannot be hungry because those ones are less privileged in the community. They are very vulnerable. Their parents are not around. Some of them are passing through health challenges, especially HIV AIDS, and we'll make sure that we follow them up. Some of these projects we have implemented, especially on HIV AIDS, will ensure that these children are always adequately taken care of. We follow them up to know their time of drug taking. They will go and take the drugs. They will go and we'll follow them, ensure that we'll prepare them to know this is the correct time to take this thing, to take the medication, and they will be okay. So these are the projects we have effected, we have initiated and implemented, and so many of them we have also done. Then the other one is factors that can affect project implementation. A whole lot of factors can affect project implementation. When the vision and the goal of the project is not understood, it can affect project implementation. When you have the wrong stakeholders on board, it will affect the implementation of the project. When you don't have teamwork among organization implementing the project, it will affect project implementation. When you don't have documentation, it will affect project implementation. When you don't have procedural policies in the organization that every staff will observe and obey, it will affect project implementation. When you don't comply on financial regulations, it will affect project implementation. A whole lot of things can affect project implementation negatively. And when beneficiaries don't understand the need, the goals and objective of a project, it will also affect project implementation because a whole lot of hope will be there. And when project is not bringing out those things they are hopeful because they fail to understand what the project is all about, it will go a long way to affect project implementation in the when you are doing a project in the community or in the school or anywhere. It can also do that. So the goals of this foundation of this organization is what why in our OVC service provision, there is what we call service domain. We have 4 service domain. One is healthy, where we talk about health. The other one is school, where we talk about education. The other one is stable, where we talk about household resilience, how to make household economy to be strong in order to take care of household. The other one is safe, where we talk about gender-based. These service domains, 4 of them, has actually captured the goals of this foundation, which I'm very interested, which I'm very particular, especially on the education domain, where we're talking about making sure that our children are enrolled back to school, that no child is left behind, especially the girl child. I am very impressed that 60% of persons enrolled in your care are girls. Maybe the 40% is the male counterpart. So on that, it aligned with what I have been doing for years on Orphans and Vulnerable Children project, ensuring that education both in school environment and outside school environment is well connected. When I say outside school environment, we're talking about platform, well prepared curriculum that ensures skill acquisition for our children, that our children are well skilled up in order to face the society we are living in order to prepare them to be self-reliant, in order to prepare them to be on their own and they contribute to the economy. The goal of this organization is what I appreciate so much, that because education is the key, skill acquisition, it will lead to so many activities. It will lead to resilience. It will lead to having a sustainable economy, even at the household level, in order to preserve families not to go into poverty, because we're talking about ending hunger and poverty as part of the SDGs. So these are the things that will help propel children right from the beginning to be able to face the society and survive very well without much relying on help from other people. Education is the key, skill acquisition is the key, and it will go a long way to ensure that every other thing is turned around. So if you give me this role, I am going to bring on board, beyond my experience, beyond what I have done before, I am going to bring about initiative. I'm going to give my all to this organization to ensure that this organization move from the stage where they are and where they are aiming to go. This is what we have done in the past. Like me, I started at covering one local government when we were implementing projects. But at the end of the 5 years period, we're able to cover 23 local government in a state. From one local government to 23 local government in a state. So I'm going to bring experience, I'm going to share experience, I'm going to share activities, I'm going to share the ODK tools I know about. I'm going to create a harmonious relationship. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be to ensure that everybody knows what I know. I don't need to hide ideas. I don't need to limit myself to anything. I am going to also learn from the organization, because learning is a continuous thing. I'm not going to shy away from learning. I'm going to ensure that report writing is done appropriately. I'm going to ensure that teamship is well coordinated and will move ahead. I'm going to ensure that everybody is well on the know of what we are doing. Above all, we're going to ensure that there is mutual respect for everybody in the organization, and we're going to move forward. We're going to ensure that beneficiaries of the program are actually attended to and actually looked after. We're going to do all this in order to ensure that the project succeed and the organization makes more positive impact in the lives of the beneficiaries and stakeholders who are implementing for. Give me this opportunity, you will not regret it, I promise you. So this is what I am going to ensure that this is done in an organization. Having known Mr. Kingsley Bagua all the way from Youngstar Foundation, when we attended training, I know I can contribute to this organization in order to move it forward and make it better. Thank you very much.